Welcome, everybody. We have reached Wednesday, and we've also reached that period of John's Gospel, and we have to change our viewpoint just slightly. Up until now, much of the reasons for the Jews trying to kill Jesus related to transgressions on the Sabbath laws. Now, Jesus can easily refute these charges in that it is lawful to save a man from death on the Sabbath. That is permissible. But you have to think, when he's doing some of the things he's doing, like curing the blind and helping the paralyzed, those peoples are being saved from their infirmity, yes, but they're also having their lives restored. They can take care of their families again. They couldn't do that when they were paralyzed, obviously. But we are seeing something different in John. Jesus is now equating himself with God. This would be blasphemy, assuming he wasn't God. Making the claim that you were indeed God is not something we easily accept even today after hearing the gospel for 2,000 years. We can pause here and read through today's readings, and I'll be back when you're done. Welcome back. Well, from what we read, there is a large faction of the crowd around Jesus that is trying all the more to kill him. If Jesus was just another great teacher among others, we would expect him to sort of back off a bit. But he doesn't. He actually doubles down and puts himself further and further in enmity with those around him. He can do that for one very simple reason. He and the Father are indeed one. He said that he was the equal to God by calling himself the Son of God. And he didn't just stop there. He says that the Father shows him everything. He then takes it to the ultimate level and says that just as the Father gives life, so does he. Now, you have to remember that Jesus is leading up to something. He's declaring himself God, so that the next part of what he says is going to be even more palatable. However, the hardness of man's heart runs very deep. No one is ready for this. Mankind then and now has its own vision of how things are supposed to go. The religious have declared for years exactly what God was going to do. They were speaking for God and not really doing a whole lot of listening. Now, we have to admit, what God did seems totally amazing to us. In order to save all of humanity, he allowed himself to die and then raise himself up from the dead. That's a lot to ask for human beings to understand. But he left it in our hands and minds. Do we believe that God would do something like that? And do we have the faith to believe that he did? We have reached the point now in Lent we are hearing amazing things and even more amazing things. We heard him cure someone who was blind this past weekend. We heard him speak of the inner truth to a Samaritan woman a couple weeks ago. Coming up, we're going to see him raise the dead of one of his friends. What is it that we believe about Jesus the Christ? Remember that perfection we talked about a couple weeks ago? This is all part of it. We believe because it is so, or as we say in church, amen. So you guys have a great day. God bless. For the love of God, Deacon Dave. Bye-bye.